Hi, Sagive. How are you?
Hi, I'm very good. I'm very glad to be here.
Yes, yes. I know that you are leading Finastra in Israel, all the activities. Your schedule is fully booked. We both know that because we were trying to get you on the FinTech Week, and I'm very, very happy that you are here. But before we talk about the company, the markets, everything that you're doing, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I have basically two roles. I'm the general manager for Finastra Israel, and I'm also the general manager for the payments line of business in Finastra globally. Finastra is the third largest fintech in the world, but if you look at software only, Finastra is the largest fintech in the world. We have 6,500 banks and 8,500 financial services globally. We operate in many, many countries. And here in Israel, we are leading the payments line of business, as I said. And there are over 300 people here in Israel doing payments innovation day in and day out for the largest banks in the world, Citi and HSBC and Goldman Sachs and Barclays and Lloyds, etc. For the banks in Israel, of course, but in every continent from Brazil all the way to New Zealand.
Wow.
We transfer roughly over $20 trillion a day.
Wow, that's huge. And how did it came out that you are so active here in Israel? The story of launching in Israel.
So the payments line of business was came from a acquisition of a Israeli startup. Was called Fantech at the time. Went through multiple acquisitions, and it became Finastra about 3 years ago.
Wow. So all these people, by the way, you have a dream team because you guys are all over and you're launching so many initiatives and I'm seeing you all over. We had a FinTech Nation Summit in September. 5 people from your company approached. They said, "Let's do something." Like the whole attitude of the vibe that I'm getting from the company is very active and let's do things and let's create. What can you tell me about the culture in this amazing company?
Yeah, so we are an intense company, I would say, in a positive way. We are all about innovation, about can-do attitude, and about leading the market, and about being out there and leading our customers and working with the banks. So yeah, we like to do stuff. We're working very hard. We are all about the innovation and technology. At any given point, we're doing more than one transformation. Right now, we're doing a productization journey when we're taking our engine that works for the biggest payments engine that works for the biggest banks in the world and productizing in a way that it will also be suitable for tiers 3 and 4. So it's a very intense packaging and productization. And at the same time, we are refactoring our product on a cloud journey. So where we are changing our technology stack to be microservices and open source based, etc., all at the same time. So as I said, it's intense, but it always have to be fun.
That's amazing. Tell me about the cloud. Yeah, you mentioned the cloud, and I know you have a lot of players in the cloud, and because a lot of fintechs are listening to and watching us right now as we speak, and they want to know about the cloud, what you're doing there with the banks.
So I must say that that in the last, I would say, 2 3 years, even the most conservative banks that there are in the world and the biggest banks that we have are all in their cloud journey, deep into their cloud journey. We see banks that are saying cloud only, and we see banks that are saying, yeah, let's do cloud. But I didn't. But I very rarely see banks that are saying cloud is not for me. So in my mind, it's not a matter of whether it's going to happen, but it's when and how, and just to make sure that they feel comfortable with the security and stuff like this. So we are very active on cloud. We have already production installation, and we are a payment system of banks. So this is the most fundamental system that the bank has. But we have also tier one banks in the US, and we are in tens of implementations in parallel going on SaaS. Some is managed services, some is client managed, and some of them, most of them are in software as a service, SaaS type of engagement.
Because let's
Um,
say I'm a very sophisticated fintech and I want to work with one of the big banks in the UK or all over, and basically I want to connect with them. So I need somebody to take me there, and I can be a part of this marketplace, right? That you're building, if I'm getting it right.
Yeah, so exactly for this reason, and that's also tied into the COVID related impact that we have. And in my mind, when we think about the COVID impact has created a situation that what we call the COVID has brought the future forward. And what it means is that it created a situation that the digitalization and the fintech disruption that you just mentioned and the change in regulation created a situation that the banks who will survive are the ones that will move fast. So it's not like we used to say before that the large one will eat the small ones. I think that the fast ones will eat the slow ones. So for that, we launched a platform that is exactly coming to solve the whole innovative fintechs that want to connect into the bank's core system and provide all kinds of new and exciting services. But do not have the either the technological but also the all the procedural way to connect into a bank like a tier one banks. We launched a platform that is exposing all of our core APIs in a way that it will be very easy for fintechs to connect and provide the services directly to the bank. And we launched it in a way also commercially that fintechs will not need to invest not money and not a huge effort in order to connect. Within days, they can launch a new application that shows how it works on real bank, and then together we can go to the bank, demo it, and hopefully launch a new service. We already have many fintechs that we have done it, and they're already making money. So it's very exciting.
Yes, and this is how you serve all these fintechs. Like I went inside of the portal that you were mentioning, right? And I'm seeing all kinds of players. And by the way, I'm just thinking like we interviewed the Agora, and I saw Agora over there also.
Yeah.
We interviewed him on the FinTech Nations and others. So you're really bringing them to the level of banks, and that's amazing. That's how this summit is so relevant, because people who are watching us can just you take use of the platform that you build and the relationship that you already have with all these banks around the world, and bringing the innovation, as you said, the fast win, so they can onboard very fast.
Yeah, it's very exciting. The onboarding is really quick. It's called Fusion Fabric Cloud. So you guys fintechs out there, you can look it up. And there are basically three main components to the platform. One is the development component that shows you all the APIs that we're exposing, not just payments, corporate banking, retail banking, treasury, capital markets, etc. And you can combine between all those APIs. And there is like a development IDE that you can develop your app on top of our APIs and show exactly how does the API which ones are exposed, etc. The second thing is the runtime, and the third thing is the app store. So basically, when you're done, you can publish your app on an app store, and then all of our banks that are connected to the platform can see and also download it from there, contact you guys, and start making money, hopefully.
And that's the bigger vision, the bigger picture that you're building, and this is just the start. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
wow, there's so much potential over there. Also now with open banking and the regulation that is coming, and I was interviewing from the UK to Australia, now at the beginning here in Israel, and we are focusing on this FinTech Week also in the Israel and the UAE relations, in Bahrain, I should say. And I'm seeing that the first delegations who are flying are these banks and fintechs, right?
Yeah. Um, yeah, there is I'll be there also.
Hmm.
Yeah, with the Bank Poalim and the Paris Innovation Center, we're very active. So yeah, there is a lot of action with the UAE. We have partnership with the DIFC, which is
Oh,
a
nice.
fintech. Yeah, is a fintech powerhouse in Dubai. I have active relationship with our CEO, so yeah, it's going to be excited.
Yes.
And to your point about the open banking, yeah, open banking will absolutely make banks, in my mind, reinvent themselves. So you can look at open banking and as tactical. Yeah, you need to expose your account information, you need to expose your payment API. But I think that it's much more than that. I think that the banks will need to compete with the fintechs that do not have, or with other companies that do not have the 20 years, legacy and the mainframe and functionality that they committed 20 years ago, etc. And the big techs like Amazon, Google, they're coming, legacy free, and
Yeah.
they don't have this hunchback, so-called, of commitment, so they can move much faster. And I think that this will make the bank also need to reinvent themselves to the point that in my mind, 20 years from now you might go to the bank when you want to move to a new house, and the bank will help you look for your next house, and help you find a new mortgage, or refinance your mortgage, and help you move your utility bills and consolidate your monthly spend. And maybe many of these services will not come from the bank, but will come from open banking over different companies.
Exactly.
So I think it will be a world of opportunity to the banks, and the banks will not be the same. It will take a while, yes, because of regulations, etc. But I think open banking, in my mind, is the first trigger to accelerate this change.
Yeah, we are just 1% out of a so big picture, such a big picture.
Mhm.
And as you said, a lot of people are talking about embedded finance, of course, also in our summit. And we're seeing also a rise with banks with open API, or at least willing to step up and have these APIs out there, and aggregators from all over the world. Um, yeah, I wanted to ask you about, again, we talked about your amazing vibe, the fact that you're, at least from what I'm seeing, your team is jumping on opportunities, is
Mhm.
creating, initiating. I saw an hackathon, right? That's how you call it, it's a hackathon. Hackathon.
Hackathon, yeah.
Tell me about
Um,
it.
Yeah, so that's also an initiative that we're very excited about. This is the third year that we're doing it in this scale. We already have over 1,000 fintechs that have signed up from all around the world, um, and of course, Finastra employees and external employees. Some fintechs are 3 people, some of them are large, but in general, all of them are it's all around the platform that we've talked about.
Mhm.
So helping fintechs come up with cool ideas, develop them on top of the platform, and connecting into banks, and hopefully later sell it and make money as a result. We are also promoting some ideas or some themes, some hackathon themes that we feel that we care about, like bank the unbanked, or improve the financial literacy. So whatever can help the society and not just help make money, we believe in this combination. We call it doing well by doing good. So we believe that if we do good, we will also do well. So whatever can combine the society and the financial sector, that's what we promote the most.
Amazing. Yeah, I get the notion from this from the interview. I'm seeing your vibe, and I've been talking to again your team in Israel and worldwide. All of them just want to create value to these banks and companies and fintechs. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy that you found time and you're part of the FinTech Week
Mm.
for the whole industry here in Israel, in the UAE, all over the world. People are watching us. How can they follow you, get in touch? What's the best way?
So the best way is be in touch with us. Contact us in any way you want. Download the platform. Start innovating on top of the platform, and then you will connect to us, and together we can go together to the market, reach as many banks as we can, and spread our ideas throughout the planet.
Amazing. That's an amazing company, an amazing leadership, and the fact you are here in Israel, it's really amazing because it's helping the Israeli fintech industry as well
Mhm.
reach to global scale and new opportunities. So thank you very much, and
Yeah.
we'll
Thank you
talk
for having
very
me. It
soon.
was fun.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.